So, my friends, welcome back to my channel. So, my friends, as you very well know, this basically seems to be our second in our series, guys. Of all these academic videos, guys, which I'm basically going to share with you, guys. And basically today's topic, guys, is titled under the scheme of the theory of aeroelasticity and even the theory of vibrations, or rather the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity. And guys, you have really come to the right place. If you got to study about the vibrational theory and analysis, and even about the aeroelasticity, or rather, if you got to study about the theory of vibrations, or guys, as to whether if you got to know, guys, as to how to perform the vibrational analysis, guys, of an so-called motion, guys, maybe in simple harmonic motion and stuff. So, guys, what are we going to deal with today, guys? It seems to be that vibrational motion, guys, is basically is defined as a motion, guys, which basically repeats, which is defined as a motion, guys, which basically repeats itself, guys, in a periodic motion, guys, in an element of equalization. So, guys, any motion which basically repeats itself, guys, repeats itself in equal and periodic intervals, guys, is basically tagline as the vibration, or rather vibrational motion. And guys, what we gotta say is, guys, like, let's take into consideration different examples, guys, of examples of vibrational motion, guys. Like, for example, you gotta know, guys, the experiment on the Wheatstone's bridge, which we performed, guys, in our class 11 and even the class 12 of physics curriculum, guys. The presence of that so-called rider, guys, that so-called perpendicular element, guys, which is basically known as the rider, guys, and the presence of that element, guys, on that so-called wire, guys, in the Wheatstone's bridge, guys, while we gotta study the damped vibrational analysis, guys, the way in which that rider moves, guys, on that string, while you basically give it the multiple outputs, guys, from that so-called rheostat, guys, using an experiment, and the way in which that rider moves, guys, is basically termed as vibration, or rather, let's take into consideration, guys, a guitar, or rather the string of a guitar. Guys, basically, while you plug the strings of a guitar, guys, the way in which those strings, guys, move back and forth, guys, that is basically taglined as a vibration. Or rather, if you even got to say, if you even got to take into consideration, guys, an aerospace turbine engine, the way in which that aerospace turbine engine, guys, has its so-called movement, guys, and you can even very well feel that, guys, even if you take into consideration a passenger civilian aircraft, guys, while you basically ride in a passenger civilian aircraft, guys, that so-called motion, guys, of that turbine, guys, while you feel that there is some sort of a movement, guys, like basically some sort of movement, and you can very well feel it, guys, that there happens to be some sort of an agitation, which is taking place, guys, in that aerospace turbine, or rather that aircraft jet turbine, guys, that is what is known as the vibration. So, guys, what is defined as a vibration is, guys, vibration is any motion, guys, which basically repeats itself, guys, in equal and periodic intervals, guys. Such as, for example, guys, my hand, guys, if it happens to go like this, like this, like this, like this. So, guys, this so-called action, guys, is also termed, or rather taglined as the vibration, guys. So, which is basically simply defined as any sort of an activity, guys, which takes place, guys, which has an element of uniformity into it, guys, and with the inner existence of which, guys, that so-called movement, guys, seems to be finite and seems to be uniform, seems to be balanced, and seems to be equal, or rather in a state of an equilibrium, guys. That is what is known as the vibration, guys. And as I've already told you, guys, vibration, basically, becomes a vibration, guys, has basically, got a lot of types, guys. So, we gotta deal with a lot of types of vibration, guys, this so-called approach, guys. Says number one, the torsional vibration, number two, the longitudinal vibration, number three, the transverse vibration, number four, the damped vibration, number five, the undamped vibration, and even the loaded vibration, and even the unloaded vibration. So guys, these are different types of vibrations, guys, in which we gotta analyze. And guys, there seem to be lots of a lot of examples, guys. Even when it comes about daily usage and stuff, guys. Where you gotta experience vibration, guys, or rather in your day-to-day or regular activities, guys, or rather in your day-to-day life, guys. You really see vibration, everywhere, guys, in almost a lot of aspects, guys. Well, let's take into consideration a car, guys, and car whose engine, guys, is basically started, and you are, simply applying that pressure, guys, through your feet, through that accelerator, guys, in order to basically, propel yourself forward, guys, on the road. So, guys, that so-called movement, guys, which you basically notice, guys, which basically has that buggy feeling, guys, that is also known as the vibration, guys. And this so-called theory of vibration, or theory of vibrations, or rather the theory of elasticity, or which is colloquially known as the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity. The guys, the way in which it basically helps us, or rather one of the major reasons why the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity is basically studied is, guys, because it has got a lot of applications, guys, when it comes about the aerospace vehicle design as well, guys. Because what great privilege and distinct honor, which that vibrational theory and analysis, or rather aeroelasticity, which gives to us, guys, is that in order to be deterministic, guys, about as to which all so-called engineering materials, guys, the real world engineering materials, guys, which are basically used as a sort of a constituent, or rather, which are used for the purpose of constitution, or rather formulation, or rather fabrication, or rather construction, or rather engineering, or rather, so-called fabrication, guys, of an aircraft, guys, those all materials, need to be basically tested, guys, such as to determine, guys, as to which are the materials, which basically, satisfy, or rather, which qualify those all criterias and conditions, guys, of basically, being equally well balanced or equally steady and stable, guys, in the atmosphere, guys, while a particular aircraft, guys, is airborne. So, guys, in order to basically learn more about it, guys, we gotta study the vibrational theory and analysis. And one of the major ways, guys, in which vibrational theory and analysis, guys, has got some common day-to-day examples, as, guys, vibrating strings of a musical instrument, vibration of even the surface of a percussion instrument, even the drums, like, guys, things like drums, even like that. The membrane of the tabla, while you basically, try to, play on it, guys, while you basically, perform the somersaults, with your fingers, guys, the way in which, it gives that reaction, guys, is basically, termed as a vibration. And, guys, obviously, the common example is, guys, while you pull the strings of a guitar, or rather a violin or a viola, guys, the way in which, that sound is created, guys, is basically, simply the sound, guys, of that oscillation, guys, created in that string. So, guys, vibrations are basically termed as the oscillations, guys, which are basically performed, or rather, which basically occur, or rather, which take place, guys, in that string, or rather an element, guys, which is vibrating, guys. So, guys, basically the theory of oscillations and stuff, guys, is also a backbone, or rather an essential study, guys, which basically was the predecessor, or rather the precursor of the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity. And, guys, what we gotta deal with it, guys, what we gotta say, what we gotta learn is, guys, that all of those equipments, or rather all of those instruments, or rather multiple of the daily life phenomena, guys, which we in fact see in our life, guys, are very well based, guys, very well based on that so-called principle of vibrational theory and vibrational theory, guys. In order to deal with aeroelasticity, guys, what aeroelasticity really means is, guys, that aeroelasticity, guys, as the name defines, guys, happens to be a study of the measure of the elasticity, guys, possessed by a so-called element, or rather a so-called substance, guys, and which is basically, within the jurisdiction and within the domain of aeronautical engineering, or rather aviation. So, guys, while we gotta perform the analysis, guys, analysis of the analysis of the materials, which are basically required for the construction of an aircraft and stuff, guys. While we get to test, guys, as to what is the degree of strain, or rather, what is the degree of stress, when fuselage is going to bear, or rather, than fuselage, guys, it can undergo with, guys, for those all studies, guys, the theory of aeroelasticity and the vibrational theory, guys, happens to be a prerequisite. And the other thing, which seems to be is, guys, when it comes about the construction or rather fabrication of an aircraft, guys, while we got to deal with all those elements, guys, or rather, some of the materials, some of the key fundamental materials, which are basically used for the purpose of fabrication of the aircraft, guys, which are known as the alpha and beta aluminum alloy, or rather even the carbon fiber composites and stuff, or rather even in some cases, guys, when it comes about for the military and strategic reconnaissance aircrafts, guys, even the alloys of titanium are used. And guys, what it basically means is, guys, that all those elements, guys, different metals and different elements, guys, have got their different set of loading criteria, their loading capacities, or rather their capacity to undergo and so-called stress, or rather than strain, guys. Like the way in which each and every particle, or rather each and every element, guys, has got the highest ever has got different melting points, or rather different boiling points. Say in the same way, guys, each and every material, or rather each and every element, guys, has got a certain ability, guys, to undergo a deformation, or an ability, guys, to undergo and to basically overcome the element of stress, guys, which is basically targeted over to it, guys. So in order to basically know about it, guys, the theory of the vibrational analysis, or rather the theory of aeroelasticity, or rather which is in a consociated matter, or rather which is colloquially known as the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, is absolutely essential. And guys, what it clearly means is that vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, guys, is basically an fundamental study, guys, which is really required, guys, in the study of aerospace engineering, and even for the purpose of studying of the mechanical vibrations, guys, and even from the perspective of the graduate aptitude test in engineering gate examination, guys. The vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, or rather the vibration theory itself, guys, has got a lot of weightage, guys, when it comes about the gate examination. So, guys, in order to, basically, prepare yourself, really well for that so-called gate examination, guys, that a diverse knowledge, or rather a keen element of sagacity, guys, is seriously required, guys, and vibrational theory and aeroelasticity. And guys, as I already told you, guys, as we go about, with different types of vibrations, guys, such as the number one, the deterministic vibration, number two, relative vibration, number three, transverse vibration, number four, torsional vibrations, number six, the loading vibrations, number seven, the damped vibrations, number eight, undamped vibrations. So, guys, these basically seem to be a lot of sub-classifications, guys, and while we gotta deal with the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, guys. So, that was basically a sort of an compendious, or rather than succinct approach, guys, into the world of theory of vibrational analysis and aeroelasticity, guys, or rather the vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, guys, which basically happens to be denoted, guys, by that common abbreviation of VTA, vibrational theory and aeroelasticity. So, guys, in order to know more, or in order to get more updates, guys, about this engineering world, about all these leading topics, guys, such as the finite element analysis, even the tableau tables, guys, and data science, and even about vibrational theory of analysis, vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, and even about the basic propulsion science, guys, please do sign up, please do sign up for my lectures, or rather, sign up to my channel, guys. And in case if you have not liked my content before, or rather, in case if you have not subscribed it, or rather, not hit the bell icon, guys, for getting exciting updates, guys, please do it. And guys, please do even share it amongst your friends within the medical science and within the engineering community. And by the way, myself, your aspiring gynecologist, Master Chintamani, it's signing off, with it. And by the way, there is a link in the description below, guys, for all of my previous lectures, guys, about vibrational theory and aeroelasticity, and even about the finite element analysis. So please do click on that link, and please I'll see you next time. See you, bye bye, guys.